Hello, this is Daniel Raymond, the voice behind Ray's Guide. And if you ever wondered how much of Ray's Guide was character voice, well, now you know. When I came up with the idea of doing in-game and in-character tips videos, I knew that eventually there would come subjects that couldn't be done in-game and in-character, and I would have to step out from the fourth wall. And the subject of how trade is broken, and it is broken, is one of them. And to be clear, by trade, I mean the career path in the game of buying things at a low price and selling them somewhere else at a higher price. There are also problems with the mechanics of cargo itself, which is outside of the scope of what I'm going to be talking about today. Part of the problem with trade is that people complaining about it being broken, which it is, are looking at it like Ray is, in-game, and missing the real extent of the problem. So here Ray is at HDMS Bezdek in his Caterpillar that he used to have no trouble filling up with Laranite, and he runs up to his terminal thinking that he certainly can fill up his Caterpillar with Laranite because, heck, he's the only person here. But instead he comes to the terminal and... Nothing, just nothing, miserable 13 SCU of Laranite, and the whole Caterpillar and this dang thing is broke. You might as well just put a big lever on it like on some slot machine in New Vegas. And heck, when I take it to that Lorville monstrosity, it'll be even worse trying to get them to take it. No point being a trader anymore with this whole thing so screwed up. And from Ray's standpoint, that seems like a perfectly normal conclusion, because Ray is on a 50-person server. So the chances of somebody else also being in Bezdek are pretty minuscule. And the chances are also that there will be no other pilots in the transfer office at Lorville. And because we have 50-person servers, there are right now literally hundreds, possibly thousands at peak times, of other Bezdeks. More than a few of them will have just one, guy like Ray who thinks that they're all alone there. But literally, everyone at CIG and the community are waiting for that to change with something called server meshing. With server meshing, there won't be thousands of 50-person servers with their own copies of Bezdek with maybe one person inside of them. Instead, there'll be one server just for Bezdek, and when players travel to the vicinity of Bezdek, their character will be handed off from the server that is perhaps handling aerial in general to the server just handling HDMS Bezdek. And similarly, there'll be a server likely handling just that trading room at CBD Lorville. Now, in that server-meshed world, Ray isn't here alone. Right now, and I mean at current player counts, there would likely be at least 50 people in this room right now, with 50 Caterpillars spread across the landscape. That's a very different picture, isn't it? And in that picture of 50 people in this little room and 50 Caterpillars on the grounds, the question, why won't this trading kiosk fill up all our ships with Laranite, gives a very different reaction. And that's just it. The economics engine in the game already is living in that server-meshed reality. A new copy of the economy isn't spawned with each 50-person server. All of those 50-person servers are looking at one economics engine that is powering all of them. And that's where the problem is. The economics engine sees Ray and all the other characters on all the hundreds of other Bezdeks as all trying to buy Laranite at once. And any short-term solution that only thinks of fixing this as for just Ray by himself on a 50-person server is going to break badly again when server meshing happens. So instead, we have to imagine 50 people in this room all wanting to see if they can get something and fix that problem. Then we'll have a durable solution. So how do we fix the problem of 50 people in this room? Well, we could make this room as big as TDD and put 50 large landing pads outside for all those Caterpillars. But that kind of loses that hardy little mining outpost vibe, doesn't it? The other way, of course, is to spread those 50 people across more outposts. There needs to be more than 2 mining outposts on Ariel, which makes plenty of sense for the land area of the moon and will work fine, even excellently, in a server-meshed reality. But that only gets halfway there. The game also needs a way to spread all those players around to all those outposts pretty much evenly. We need a way for the players to know which will have the materials for them, and we need the same thing to know also when it comes to the places where they could sell their goods once they've filled up their ships. With more outposts, we can't just have players wandering and guessing which ones will have the supply for them or will still have a mess. So instead of fly there and hope for the best, the system has to change to offers and acceptances. It will be a mobiGlas app similar to missions. Every so often, a place like Bezdek might pop up a message saying, I have 500 SCU of titanium to sell at $7.95, and someone will say, I'll take it. Or if they have a smaller ship like a Max, they might say, I'll take 120, in which case the offer is then revised for the remaining. This then, when they accept it, becomes a contract in their contracts manager. With this system, the players will automatically be spread evenly across all the mining outposts because the offers will be spread evenly across all the mining outposts. Then they can fly to the outpost that they have accepted a pickup from, select complete contract in the contracts manager, and the cargo loading process begins. The only rule is that you can't have more open pickup contracts than the capacity of your current ship, and less if your reliability reputation is not good. Similarly, say Lorville, every few minutes might say, I need 10,000 SCU of titanium delivered to either Tesla Spaceport at 890 or to Everest Harbor at 860. The Everest Harbor delivery option makes it possible for ships that can't land loaded and generates a pair of cargo shuttle offers to get the titanium from Everest Harbor down to the surface. In addition, the little outposts, like Bezdek, might be generating their own delivery offers too, like we need 50 SCU of processed food, or 24 SCU of distilled spirits, or 8 SCU of medical supplies. So the demand contract system will have plenty available for small cargo ships, and a much easier way for those small ship captains to find them. And again, you can't have more delivery contracts than the size of your current ship, modified by your reliability reputation. And taking contracts and not filling them in a reasonable period of time will hit your reliability reputation with the freight haulers. So that provides a double reason not to try to use this system as a buy and hold mechanism for market manipulation. Finally, players themselves can take cargo that they have picked up and don't have a delivery contract to, take it to a cargo station, put it on the market, saying essentially, here is 500 units of titanium at Port Dressler, available for 810. Now, players hesitant about change, and many players are hesitant about change, might be queasy about how much this changes trading. But it doesn't. Not really. Trading will still be a game of matching low-price sources and high-price demands. But you will be doing it in the game on your mobiGlas rather than on an unreliable external website like Galog or SC Trading Tools, and then be disappointed when you actually arrive and are stiffed by the trading console. And for further support, this system, far more than the one we have now, resembles what Chris Roberts talked about how the Star Citizen economy worked when he initially described it in the video from way back in 2013. I'll link that in the comments if you want to reference it. So I guess if there is a really big picture lesson to this, it is that as a player, it is really easy to get focused on the details of our immediate player experience. This trade terminal won't sell or buy enough, or this gun is OP, and in a very real sense, lose the forest for the trees. Anything you want to add, Ray?
Fly easy, keep it real, and I'll see you in the verse. This is Ray with Ray's Guide.